Hello everybody, it's Tea Party Lulu here, and welcome to my newest series. This is Bulk Slash on the Sega Saturn, and while I'd love to sit here on this awesome title screen with this mech here and regale you all sorts of reasons why this game is awesome and how I'm going to be playing it for YouTube in the series right now, it's about to cut to an attract mode in like 10 seconds, and I want to tell the story of the game during it, so I'll meet you guys in a few seconds there. The Great War played out across 3 worlds, finally drawing to a close with the fall of the fascist planet Blau. The 2 victorious planet states formed a coalition government, executing Blau's top officials as war criminals and dispersing its people across the solar system to prevent the recurrence of a coup. The nightmare seemed over, ushering in a new era of peace. For the displaced people of Blau, however, the nightmare continued. Despite having equal rights in the eyes of the law, they constantly met all manner of discrimination, from slander to threats to all-out violence. For the people of Blau, the war was far from over. This harsh and constant discrimination also befell a young girl named Lavia, who had immigrated to the planet Grun after the execution of her father, a high-ranking Blau official. Risen's sole salvation was Chris Dooley, the boy who stood up for her at every turn, and indeed, the only person to whom she could open up or show a smile. She hoped their wholesome, untinged friendship would last forever. 25 years after the Great War, the declaration of a coup d'etat was sudden. Former Blau military chief Alois Gardner consolidated the remnants of his planet forces to erect a rebel army and use the Spätfest, an apocalyptic weapon capable of destroying entire planets, to take Blau and its approximately 3.2 billion inhabitants hostage. Among those who vowed to serve in the coup was Lavia. Oh no, it ended. Filled with anger over her father's execution and desperate to end her people's suffering. Wasting no time, the coalition government established an elite task force to avert the detonation of the Spätfest. Their mission was to thwart the coup by acquiring 7 passwords Gardner hidden inside the Guardian weapons across the solar system. The operation was dubbed Bulk Slash. Appointed to this task force, Chris took to the cockpit with a burning drive to uphold his duty. He was determined to subdue the coup army and pacify the ultimate weapon. Never did he imagine the bittersweet reunion fate had in store. Chris Dooley. In reverence to his father, a military mechanic, Chris enlisted in hopes of trying out Dad's craftsmanship firsthand. Though hardly the best pilot in the solar system, he embarks upon his mission boldly and with a deep-seated righteousness. Lavia. Following her father's execution as a war criminal, Reason joins the coup d'etat army led by her father's old friend Gardner. Reason's cold, emotionless visage is a mask to protect her from the discrimination she endures. In truth, she is as kind and gentle as they come. Oh my god, I can't believe I finished that in the time it took for the OP and another round of the title screen to go. But yes, as I said, this is Bulk Slash for the aforementioned Sega Saturn, a console that I have a massive amount of love for in my heart. As we actually cut to an attract mode before. It was an OP before, not attract mode. I messed that up. But this game is a very interesting game on the Saturn. The Saturn has this weird reputation of not being able to handle 3D games, which is a complete lie, honestly. And it's made by people who have never touched a Saturn game in their life. But the Sega Saturn is awesome, and I really love it. And it's, I was gonna say, I mean, it's taken a while for me to play a game on the Saturn, but this is only like the 3rd real game I've covered, so. But this is definitely one of my favorite Saturn games, and often people say it's a contender for the best Saturn game. As you can see, this game is crazy. There's a lot of action going on. It's really stylish, it has great music as you already heard, and it just has a great sense of style to it. It's just a blast to play, really. So yeah, I had to go over the story that was in the manual because none of it is told in game at all. Also, you may be noticing as I'm actually... Oh, well, we get the high scores first. This game, as you can see in English, this is a Japan exclusive game on the Saturn, which I guess is no surprise to anybody that's ever seen a Saturn game. A lot of the really good games never came out of Japan there. But there is a wonderful localization project by a team dubbed the Shiro Media Group, who did a whole lot of work to get this game into English with a full fan dub and everything. And that's what I'm going to be playing for you here right now. They did such a good job. Let's go ahead and start. I've been on the screen talking for long enough. There's a whole bunch of extra stuff that we need to go over, like, you know, like how to play the game and everything, but that can wait until we actually see the game. It's complicated but self-explanatory. We can choose our stages in whatever order we want, in groups of 3. I'm going to be going through every stage in this game in order, but trust me, there are reasons that you might want to do the stages out of order other than just preference. So we're going to go to Grun. By the way, okay, if you didn't know, Japanese media is obsessed with German for whatever reason. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of this right besides Spätfest, because I actually looked that up beforehand, but Grun. Intel shows the Ku army is building a walking assault craft on this planet. Destroy the power supply pods throughout the city to throw a little wrench into their plans. Oh, and MISS personnel should be headed that way, so pick her up on site, if you spot her. So, this is very important information from Mr. Yes, there's Mr. Tachikawa right there. But this is a little overview of the stage, what we're going to be going over. It's real stylish. I really love the visual style of this game, but let's just go ahead and jump into it. Because, oh boy, there's going to be a whole lot. Now, when you play an arcadey style game, and you see big flashing letters right next to where you are, there are only one of two possible reactions. Either go to it as fast as you can, or run away from it as fast as you can. This is the former.
Leone Road, Sergeant First Class reporting. I'm here to help, Chris.
Leone Rhodes. Born into a military family spanning generations of service, Leone is an elite soldier with a promising future. Popular among her peers, she is a reliable navigator despite her youth. Here we have basically the main mechanic of the whole game, the MISS operators, or our navigators. We're going to let her join. And she is going to tell us where to go on stages. And there's a whole bunch of other mechanics with her. But this game's moving. We're going already. How combat is going to work in this game, this is like a 3D mech action game. And how you're going to want to control this is that... Oh, oops. On the ground, your B button will attack, C is jump. You kind of have like tank control. Well, no, you have like reverse tank controls. Your stick is just like walk around, and L and R is to actually turn, and X and Y is minimap zoom. You can press A to go into fighter mode, where C now instead of jumping changes your speed. You can hold it down to go and find increments. I find it's really, really unnecessary. Because it just goes in 25% by default. B fires your weapon, of course, or fires your missiles if your power meter on the left is charged up. But we have a mission to take care of. We need to go blow things up. We were tasked with blowing up all these targets. Luckily, our navigator is really nice, and she will direct us where to go. In theory, actually, you can skip every navigator in this game. There's no reason to, because that's like the main mechanic of the game is to have them, but I guess you could. I'm doing really bad on this stage, actually. I'll talk about more things with the navigators in the later stages. This stage is really simple. It's mostly just get you accustomed to the controls and how you're actually going to be moving in the game. I love how this game controls. Like, if you can really move, like, if you just know what you're doing. Those are shield pickups, by the way. You can tell because your navigator says, shield recovered. It's going to restore our health, which is at the bottom. Yeah, this is at the era of games where they had to make your health bar look all wacky just because it looks cool, but I like it. Let's see. We're going over here. This stage is going to be nice and short. Oh yeah, it's like... No, it's not there. I was thinking of that part from the test recording I did because I did something wacky there. And about that, this is actually not the first time I recorded this project. I actually recorded the entirety of this project like 2 days ago, and I posted about this on Twitter, and I realized that I didn't have my audio channel split in OBS, so the game audio was duplicated and it sounded terrible, so I had to get rid of it and just re-record it. A lot of stuff wasn't done anyway. So you're seeing right now how I can get hit like a million times. Oh my god. Apparently I'm playing worse than all the other times. Luckily this stage it's super simple. We can see just how a lot of the game is going to be flying around firing these missiles. Kind of do some little acrobatic flying. They take some time to charge up. Ooh, here's a little detail, by the way. When you fly near the water, it like breaks the water apart. I think it's so cool. It's just like so stylish. Where are we going? We're going this way. Oh yeah, this one. Because it's right here. And once we defeat all the targets on the stage, picking up a bogey, mass is extremely large. We have a boss, as was hinted before. Some weird four-legged, just random mecha. This boss is honestly kind of a joke. They get a little trickier later, but the early bosses in this game are, actually no, really just this one. It's really only this one that is like, you can just circle around and just fire missiles at it. It has some cool attacks like that, where it like just flies missiles out of its side. They're so dense. There's just so much going on in this game. You know, like really the Saturn did have a reputation of not being able to do 3D. Honestly, I don't know why people think that. I think people have never seen a Sega Saturn game in their life, and the ones that are 3D, like this game, Panzer Dragoon Saga, Virtua Fighter 2, all just gorgeous looking games. There's a lot of really pretty games on the Saturn. Let's have some fun actually. Let's just fire at him. That's a faster way to take out the boss, but it's a little less safe.
I salute you.
I salute you. And there, we get a score countdown. There's a whole bunch of like scoring mechanics in this game in addition to a bunch of other mechanics. This is just stage 1. We don't have to worry about that just yet.
Please select a stage.
Please select a stage. But I'm going to be splitting this per stage. They're all going to be quite short, luckily. And I guess all I really have to add is that also in the manual, there are bios for all the navigators are going to be getting. Yes, spoiler, there's more than one. But yeah, that's going to be all for this time. I hope you guys are enjoying Bulk Slash so far. It is going to be a whole lot more fun, even if it'll be quite a short game. But that's going to be all for this time. I will see you guys next time for Stage 2 Gold.